I came here with my family in 1975. I was appointed here by the United Methodist Church. I served 10 years as a minister at Memorial United Methodist Church. I served 2 more appointments after I left here, and then I came back here in 2000. Well, I just loved the church, loved the community, and had a lot of friends here. Made it a good place to come to retire.
I grew up in Greer, which was a wonderful place. You could go from home to downtown by yourself. You didn't have to be looked after. Everything was safe and everybody knew you as you walked down the streets.
Growing up in Greer, in my time, a kid always felt safe. You really could walk a mile to school and you'd be safe doing so. You could ride your bike anywhere, you could walk anywhere. In fact, one of my friends and I used to get on horses on the weekend and ride 10 or 15 miles on the side of the road, going places on our horses.
I decided I wanted to get back in church work because I'd married a minister who I said I'd never marry a doctor nor a minister because you'd have to be too good and all that jazz. But I fell in love with him when he accepted the call to me. I'd already fallen in love when he accepted the call to the ministry. So we came back to Greer, and after work, and I sort of got tired of the commercial part. I wanted to get back in church work, and I asked my pastor at that time, which was Richard Powell, if I could use him on my resume. I thought I'd go back to North Carolina, I'd have more contacts there. And he said, absolutely not. We'll find a place for you here. So in a couple of weeks, he hired me as full-time receptionist at First Baptist Church and assistant or secretary to Mr. Murray, who at that time was senior adult minister. And he was going to resign in a year. And he says, you will have his job. And so I took the job, loved every minute of it.
When I was growing up in Greer, there was a basic assumption that everybody was a Protestant Christian. And we all went to one Protestant church or another and had basically the same religion being preached in every church. Now we are much more diverse. We have many denominations and other faiths. But we have continued to have a heart for people that need help in town. And we have a great record, I think, of nonprofit organizations, churches, and others doing wonderful things for people that need it. And that's something that sets Greer apart from so many other places.
It's a very caring community. A very passionate and compassionate city. It is a very, very supportive community. There's a lot of philanthropy that goes on here in the city. Greer people as a whole, just caring people. It's a blessed place to be, it really is. It's a blessed place to be.
There are thousands of people in Greer who give either time or money or both to helping those that need it. We have a soup kitchen where anybody that needs a hot meal can get one every day. We have a program for senior citizens who cannot get out of their home to be delivered a hot meal every day. If they can get out but not drive themselves, and they like to, they can be picked up and transported to a place where they have lunch together and a program and conversation, and then they're brought back home. We have agencies running clothing closets, food pantries, every kind of thing that you can think of to help people through emergencies. We even have a place that I think is so unusual, where homeless families can stay together. We also have nonprofits that help people in other countries that are located here in Greer.
I don't know what we would do without Greer Community Ministry, Greer Human Resources. These organizations have just been gappers. You know, I mean, they have just covered all of the bases.
Our various agencies have activities designed to attract volunteers. Everything from people who make quilts to be sold to help the poor, to golf tournaments, to automobile shows, activities that are not only worthwhile, but they're fun. And our agencies are really good at doing that.
I enjoyed very much while I was here working with community ministries. I was on the board. We did some neat things, I thought. I remember we trying to raise money. I was in charge of publicity, and we did a radio thing where we interviewed some of the people and got them to tell us, you know, what this meal meant to a person who couldn't get out, have a hot meal delivered 5 days a week, and some of those things were very exciting.
I enjoy going to the nursing homes, doing programs, and I do BP checks, blood pressure checks at Victoria Arms, and learning those people and being a friend to them and fellowshipping with them. It makes you happy to make other people happy. It does me.
We did a Thanksgiving service with a number of the churches, and people came. But it was exciting. I remember preaching several, 2 or 3 times in the different churches on that time, on Thanksgiving service. And it was thrilling to see the community leaders and the church people, the religious community, come together, and that was a very meaningful thing. It was a neat community, that we had a great community spirit. I found then, and I think now, that there really wasn't much that when we got together we couldn't do. That we were blessed in many, many ways with good people, generous people, helpful people who wanted to be servants and wanted to help.
I love to take care of the staff. I'm sort of the mama, I guess, for everybody, because I'm older than anybody else on staff anyway. And I love to fix the breakfast for them. I do ham and country ham and sausage and bacon, eggs, grits, biscuits or toast, and fruit, and orange juice and coffee every Tuesday. And sometimes when I get smart enough, I fix chipped beef gravy. They love that. The topping on the cake of me working at First Baptist is not only the people, but I get to work with 3- and 4-year-olds and mission friends, and they're precious. And I enjoy that so much, trying to project missions to them and for them to be mission-minded.
Well, I think one of the things that has made Greer successful has been our leadership. You know, I remember the mayor of the town, a good part of my time. Don Smith was a member of Memorial Church, gave all kind of time. Don Wall, I mean, these are people who've not just had a job with a title. They were interested in doing whatever it took to help us move forward, and I think that's made a big difference. And lots of people that I've known through these years have given endless hours to trying to help make things better and to make things go and roll, which is what it takes.
I think the leadership, the people in charge, and then still trying to keep a community mindset that we are together, no matter what our race or color or our background, and whether we're rich or poor. I think we try to reach out to all folks.
The last couple of mayors that we have had, Dunwall and Rick Dan. I know I keep throwing these folk up, but I mean, you know, You can't ignore it. You know, they understood how important it is for the city to understand how the economy worked from a global perspective. You know, taking trips to China and Japan, and you know, here we are now with BMW here, and all of the suppliers. We got the port that is here. I mean, they understood. I mean, somehow or the other, you know, they call it a revelation. If Greer is going to be a major part of be a part of what we call the global economy, then we have to take a global perspective in a small town. And they did that, you know, they've done it, and the city hadn't stopped growing, you know, and they understood, I think they understand that people are an asset to the community, you know, and everybody. I mean, you know, you don't have a thriving economy without understanding that your citizens are assets.
Greer is blessed to have a great location, a great climate, and I think great people, and a history of good government in the city of Greer. Particularly, the city government now is doing great things to help Greer grow in a way that it's good for everybody, and all of our citizens can share in it. Our local city leaders and business leaders and so forth don't fight each other like leaders do at many levels of our country today. There really is more of a spirit of cooperation, and it serves us well, and I hope we can continue that into the future.
And I think this is why Greer is one of the top 5 growing small cities in the state, you know, and when you look at that type of attention that you're getting from outside sources, that speaks volumes about, you know, the inner workings. You know, they did a great job of preparing the city for growth. Greer's culture today, you might go downtown and you may hear someone speaking French, German, Italian, you know, I mean, you know, Swahili. I mean, the New Year's party here, or the 4th of July gala that they have. Everybody is here. I mean, you see all types of ethnicities out there, and no one is standing off in a corner. Everyone is kind of, you know, they're merging together, interacting with each other, even if you don't understand each other. In the church that I pastor, I have folk that are from Jamaica, Bahamas, Trinidad, and they're from everywhere.
The hospital are close and good. The schools are good. The people are friendly. The churches are very here. The faith communities here. The shopping, you know, the eating, everything really is here. You don't have to go far to get. In some places, that's not true.
We're becoming a destination now. I think it's great.
I see nothing but great things happening, you know, in the city of Greer for everybody. You know, I believe that with everything that's in me.
Anybody thinking about moving into a good community would be hard-pressed to find a better place than Greer.
The people basically are still very embracing, caring, interested in others, and I think we're a growing community, and I don't think it doesn't seem to me that we're set in our ways to the point that we're not willing to change or be open to new ideas, which is a wonderful thing.
I think as a community, we still try to reach out to each other, no matter. And I think the churches, we're not competitive. We're to complement one another because we're all working for the same cause. We're not in competition. We're out there to make Greer a better place to live and to express ourselves.
We have changed a lot, and I'm sure we will change a lot more. What I hope we will not change is the local spirit of cooperation. If you live in Greer and you need the help, somebody will try to pitch in. And that's been a very great thing for our town.
It's amazing. I'm blessed. I am so blessed to be a small part of what's happening in this town, you know, and just so blessed, you know.